very excited to get one of these. This is a Line6 Helix LT. I have used Fender Cyber Twin and Oasis Quad Reverb for the echo sounds that I like for many years. I bought the Cyber Twin back in, I think it was 2000, for about 1200 quid. Eventually had to sell that one, and probably 8 years ago bought a used one, and I've been using that ever since with the Quad Reverb. Just want to change, really. I've never really been too interested in Line6 equipment. I had a friend who used their stuff. I was never that impressed, but I think things have really come along since those days when well, I had one piece of equipment from Line6, and that was the Line6 guitar port. I mean, that is a long time ago. In fact, my Line6 account was still active, so I've managed to log into that again. But this is what I liked. When this was shipped, it came with this outer Line6 box, and then it has its own proper box, presentation box, which matters if you're ever going to be reselling something. No damage to the outer box in shipping. In fact, it looks like there's more damage to the inner box. You see the crease there. Anyway, let's pop that back there. So it looks like it's a sleeve that comes off. Got a full colour sleeve there. There is some information on it. Let's have a little look. So, Helix LT. Yeah, you've got all of the key points listed on there. I'm not going to actually in 20 different languages. I thought they were all English key points, but actually the key points for the UK are here. And that is it. Just the glossy pictures. Well, that is sealed up, so we're going to have to break that seal. Okay, so let's bring it down. Trouble holding that there. I think that lid doesn't want to stay open. Okay, so let's have a look, see what we've got. That is a little USB stick, and no doubt there'll be some software included on that, although I've already downloaded everything. So, USB stick, we have the computer, some Helix USB cable. We have a mains IEC cable with the correct UK plug. All very nice so far. We have some instructions. Let's have a little look. Right, so we have a software license agreement, important safety instructions, again in 20 different languages, safety and compliance manual, oh dear, how to dispose of it when it's scrap, congratulations on your purchase, Helix Native, free 15-day trial. Oh, that's probably not something we're interested in. So that is that. I don't think I've got a hope in hell of getting that out one-handed, so I'm going to put the camera down. Ooh, a nice cheat sheet. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Let's get this box out of the way. Super high quality boxes, I have to say. I suppose for 700-800 quid you would expect that level of quality. Very thick, heavy polythene bag. Important, by breaking this seal you are agreeing to the terms of the end user license. Well, if you do not agree, do not break the seal. Well, I didn't have a chance. Although it's not broken, it's just unstuck. Oh, we have a problem already. There is something loose in this bag that shouldn't be. And that is some sort of rubber foot, I would think. Well, nothing missing from underneath. So what does that come off of? Absolutely no idea what that's off of. Nothing on the back that could fit, or underneath. Well, that's interesting. No idea where that's come from. Okay, we'll put that to one side and investigate that later. Right, okay, so let's have a closer look. As you can see, it is quite a hefty unit, obviously all steel construction, although I'm not. The side I think is steel, but it's got a sort of almost rubberized finish. Looks like we've got a mark. Where are we? Just in there, there's a lump of paint. It's a bit disappointing. Lump of paint hanging off there. Wasn't expecting that. Again, we've got some marks here. I really don't like it when they use these, I don't know what you would call them, they're like captive bolts, and then they've painted over the top. It just leaves a horrible finish. Again, not something that's going to concern you if this is on the floor, but when you've got it close up, they do look quite ugly. You can see them, they're all holding the switches in place. Very light touch only required to click these switches. They're capacitive as well, so you can partially switch to them for adjustments, I think, just by gently touching each switch and then selecting by clicking. I think this black sort of matte finish lends itself to marking quite easily. Now I believe there was an Allen key included for adjustment of the expression pedal. It is set quite stiff, I would say. Again, hard to know for sure with your hand. It's your foot is far more powerful. The screen has been protected, obviously. Don't really like the way these buttons don't line up. You've got a small gap at the bottom, you've got a bigger gap which you might not be able to see with the camera on the top. I can see right inside that switch. Same with the top one, there's a big old gap at the top, not so much at the bottom. This side, probably 50-50 where you would expect it, and this one again has got a bigger gap at the top. So we have rotary, that's a rotary encoder with press button. Now these are all rotary encoders. A bit wobbly, I have to say. That is, the fact that they move around so much is a bit disappointing. Hopefully that is not a concern long term. This is all fully controllable by software on your laptop. You can do all of these functions within the software, but as an electronics repairer, I don't like to see stuff moving around like that from brand new. That is, if this turned up in 5 years' time and they moved around like that, I would just say, well, that's wear and tear on the shaft and whatever else. Now that is a joystick, so of course it's going to be moving. And even when I'm just turning that, you won't be able to see this, but the actual plastic of the knob looks a bit wonky. It moves around. I don't know whether you can see it on camera. Can you see the way that sort of flutters backwards and, you know, left and right as I turn that? That's not me moving the joystick. That is just the fact that it doesn't all line up perfectly and moves around. Yeah, I know, I'm being really picky here, but it's 800 quid, so I think you can probably allow yourself a little bit of pickiness. Still cross that there's a big lump of paint. Just, you can't see it, I don't think, and there we go, there. Okay, well, let's turn that round. That is a nice rubberized, well, it is actually rubber, it's probably a silicone rubber. It's quite a grippy piece on the expression pedal. Right, let's move on to the back. You can see all of the connections. They're slightly reduced down from the Helix, but plenty of connections, certainly more than enough for my purposes. We have plastic sockets here with plastic washers and rings. We've got a ground lift there, so you can isolate this from ground if you're getting humming or buzzing noises. Variacs, again, not probably going to ever use that. And this L6 link out, now I think that is to their proprietary speakers. Again, we will be using monitor speakers that I've got already, and we may even give this a go as a stomp box going straight into some of the Cybertwin amps. Do like the fact that you've got send and return 1 and 2, because I can send in stereo out to the Quadraverb if I wanted to. Not sure that'll ever happen, but we might give it a go, and send back in stereo as well. There, what we'll be using, well, to be fair, I could use either of these sets to go out into the speakers that I've got, and yeah, all looks fine on the back. I don't think there's going to be anything to mention underneath, but let's have a little look. So again, we've just got some rubber feet, we've got some warnings and serial numbers as usual. We've got designed in the USA and made in China. So yeah, that is that. There is a little capacitive switch there, so it obviously does more than just the value change as you move it. There is some sort of switching ability there, I would think. Now, I'd love to know what that came from. It's a soft silicon, and I just can't think what it would have come off of. It does weirdly fit over the rear sockets, so yeah, very interesting. Why would they supply that if it is for that? Is that just a complete coincidence? Okay, so somebody can tell me what that is. What's it for? Is there something on the back here they really don't want you plugging into without thinking twice? I can't imagine there is. It just happens to fit over those perfectly. That's too much of a coincidence for my liking. Anyway, so this really was just a quick unboxing. That is a quick shit. Cheat sheet, cardboard. It would have been nice, I suppose, to have had 2 sheets, one with each side, but yeah, it's all the basic details that you might need to refer to quickly. There's 2 user manuals. I've had them both printed out into, paper spiral bound format rather than look at a PDF on a screen. I find that very annoying. I much prefer to work my way through a proper user manual. So okay, so first impressions, it's okay, but I'm hoping the sound quality will be what I'm looking for. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people whose sound today might sound brilliant to me today, but exactly the same sound tomorrow will seem like the worst sound ever, and I've fought that for on and off for years. It is a real pain in the arse, but yeah, what can you do? So I'm hoping this through the monitor speakers will give me a new lease of life and get me practicing and playing again. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, just a quick look at the Helix LT.